Hey guys, welcome back to the Crocheted Crow. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for a easy scarf. This is going to have some stripes in it. I'm using 3 colors. You can use however many colors that you would like. The materials you're going to need is a 5mm crochet hook, some scissors, your needle for weaving in ends, and a stitch marker if you are not going to be completing this all at once. Like I said, you can do as many different colors as you want, as many stripes as you want. I'm using 3 colors today. I'm going to be making mine about 6 inches wide, and you're also going to need a tape measure as well to measure the length of your scarf, both directions. First I'm going to be using this red. It's more of a deeper red in real life, but this is the first color I'm using. The second color I'm going to be using is this Loops and Threads acrylic, impeccable acrylic. Chocolate is the color, and it is a 4-weight, and it calls for a 5mm crochet hook, 100% acrylic, and another Loops and Threads impeccable acrylic in the shade, where is the shade? Jade. Jade is the color of this one. So these are the 3 colors that I'm using. Like I said, you can use any amount of colors that you'd like, design it however you want it to look. Personally, I'm going to be starting with my brown, and I want mine to be about 5 feet long. So I'm going to be chaining for quite a while. I want to get, oh gosh, I'm going to get a center pole and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my yarn ready. Now you're going to want to make a chain as long as you want your scarf to be, and I'm going to probably do a few more than the length I want because we're doing half double crochet, and it's going to take away a couple of my starting chains. So I'm probably going to chain to 5 feet, and I will be right back. Okay, I finished my starting chain. It is around 5 feet. You can measure it as you go along to make sure that it is the correct length. My starting chain was about 290, and then I added 2 to match the length of a half double crochet, since that's what we're going to be using throughout this whole pattern. So again, I'm going to do half double crochet, yarn over. I'm going to go into the 3rd chain from my hook and pull through all 3. So I'm going to do this the whole way across to the very end. The first row is always a little difficult, and I'm going to measure the sway of my row when I'm done, so I know approximately how long or how wide my stripes are, so I know how many stripes I need to make approximately to make 6 inches. So I'm going to finish my first row and I will be back. Alright guys, so I didn't finish my last stitch because I wanted to show you 2 different ways to change to your next color. I did measure the width of my stripe and it was only around, it was under half an inch. I was hoping it was going to be around half an inch, but it was under half an inch. So I'm just going to measure as I go and stop when I get to at least a little bit under 6 inches, 6 inches, or a little bit over 6 inches, whatever I end up with. But I just want it around that. So my next color is going to be red. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways to change color. The first way is going to be the way that I used to do. They all work just as well. I just like the new way that I found. But the first way is when you're at your stitch before you want to change color. So this is the last stitch that I want to be brown. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, and pull up my 3 loops. But I don't want to finish this stitch. What I want to do is I want to grab my other color, leave a pretty sizable tail for weaving in at the end. I want to put this around my hook, like so, and just hold it there. Okay? Just going to hold it there because I want to pull this through all 3 loops of my hook as if it was the yarn over that we do when we normally do a half double crochet, if that makes sense. Once that's in there, I'm just going to continue on, chain 2 to begin my next row. As you can see, that finished that last stitch. And when I start my next row, this is what it looks like. You may need to tighten it up a little bit. So there's that way. And the second way, which is the way that I do, is you are able to finish that last stitch. Then you want to pull up a loop. There are 3 lines here for the, if it'll focus. There's 3 lines here, which is the 3 loops that we pull through when we complete a half double crochet. You want to stick your hook under all 3, if I can see, sorry. You want to stick your hook under all 3 of those loops. I'm going to redo that actually. I think I may have done that a little too tight. So finish as normal. Pull up a loop. There we go. These 3 loops. I will push my hook under. So they are under there like that. Now I'm going to take my color again and put it on my hook like we did for the other method. And I'm just going to pull through these 3 loops. Okay? Now we have this loop left here. All you need to do is get that end of yarn, pull through, and there you go. You can continue your row as normal. Chain 2, half double crochet, the whole thing. I'll be right back. Alright, I just finished my row of red, which is my second row. I'm not going to bother measuring right now because it's obviously not 6 inches. But I guess I could take a measurement and see where we're at right now. So, okay. we're at around 1 inch. So I'll measure again when I do my third, and if it's at 1.5 inches, then I know each row is 1/2 inch, and I need, which means I need 12 rows in total to meet 6 inches. So I'm going to show you the color change one more time as I color change here with my last color. Oh, yarn barf. If you're unfamiliar with crochet terms, yarn barf is just the amount of yarn that comes out when you do a center pull. Kind of looks like it threw up. And also, as you may have noticed, your brown is still attached to the skein. You can snip this as soon as you change color, or you can wait to the end. But either way, I'm going to leave a pretty good sized tail for sewing in, weaving in at the end. Probably that size isn't completely necessary, but as I said in my last video, I have a little bit of anxiety about those kind of things popping out. So to show you the color change one more time, you're going to pull up a loop with the color you already had and stick that hook under these 3. Then I'm going to grab my new color, which is this jade, and I'm going to put that around my hook and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Then we're going to pull our red through, and we're going to continue as normal with our chain 2, turning our work and continuing with our half double crochet. So you're going to want to just do this process with however many colors you have, however wide you want your scarf to be. I will come back when I am at my desired width, and we will talk about weaving in ends and how to do tassels if you want tassels. I do not want tassels on my scarf, but they are super easy to make and super easy to remove. So I will show you how to do that at the end as well. Oh, see that mistake? See what happens when you go through this bar here as well? But since it's crochet, it's super easy to fix that mistake. So I'll be back when I have a width of 6 inches, and we'll talk about finishing off your scarf. Okay, the scarf is finished. It's been a few days. I wasn't working on it the whole time. I was working on other things on and off. I've been really into Tunisian crochet lately, and I've been trying out different yarns with that. But my scarf is done, 5 feet, just under 6 inches wide. So I'm going to show you how to put tassels on it if you would prefer to have them. I don't want them, that's why I'm going to be using this yarn that doesn't really go with this. This is a Karen 1 pound, 100% acrylic. If you're interested, this is the shade Soft Sage. But I'm just going to be using this because it's a 1 pound, and I don't want to use something that's smaller because, you know, I'm just going to be putting these in my bag of scraps after I remove them. So it's pretty easy to make a tassel. You're going to need something that's a rectangular shape. I'm using my Notions pouch. You want it to be not too short, So anything around you that's around this shape, or a CD case, something like that, a small box. But anyways, so you're gonna need that, your yarn, a pair of scissors, and I have a crochet hook. I'm going to show you how I'm going to use that once we get the tassel ready. So I'm just going to wrap this yarn around here. I like to do 5 times. You can experiment with however many times you like. So I just have my yarn. I'm going to lay the end of my yarn right here, and I'm going to wrap it around like so. Hold it under my thumb. That's 2. I'm going to wrap it again. 3, 4, 5. That first piece we put down counts as the first strand. Actually, I need one more. 5. So now you should have however many you were going with here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I said, that first part here counts as 1 layer. Now I am going to snip off the back end that is attached to my skein, and you don't want to cut it too high. You just want to cut it about right at the end of whatever you were wrapping with, using to wrap around, sorry. Okay, now I have this wrapped around here. What I want to do is I want to get under here and cut the end. Since mine has a ridge like this, it's really easy for me to grab it. Grab it like that, and you don't want to let go because you don't want them to become uneven. So I'm just going to hold it in my finger, like so. So you have your layers. Now, where you space them is kind of up to you. If you want it really full, you could go, you know, so many spaces here, put so many tassels. But I'm just showing you for an example, so I'm going to go into this space right here. So use your crochet hook and go under all your layers, and we're just going to pull this through like so. Don't pull it through the whole way, but enough that you can get your fingers inside all the layers. Once you have your fingers inside, I'm going to, my fingers are inside, I'm going to grab the ends, pull through, and then pull tight. And that is a tassel. Just like that, and then you're going to trim this to whatever length you prefer. Some of them are going to be low and even, so maybe you want them long, but you need to trim a little bit. You can make them, you know, really short, really long, but that is how you do a tassel. I'm going to do one more just to show you. Sorry, I keep hitting that. And then I'm going to show you how easy they are to remove. So again, take whatever object you want to use. Hold that bottom end there with your thumb. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. And 5. You want to make sure you end down here on the back. So again, I should have 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on both sides. Then we're going to snip the back side and the bottom. You're gonna have one less on the bottom than you do on the side. Okay, get a hold of it, and I'm gonna hold it tightly against my fingers so it doesn't go anywhere. I'm gonna go into wherever I want my tassel to be with my hook. Get my hook in there, hold it real tight against there so none of them slip off. And then I'm just going to pull that through that hole. And again, I want to get a big enough hole that I can get my fingers through and grab the ends and pull them through like so. Pull tight, and that's your tassel. Super easy. Kind of fun too. And you can do this, be really pretty with a variegated yarn or multicolored yarn. So now I'm going to show you how easy they are to remove, because they are very easy. I'm going to pull this down here. You can see there's where our ends are at. Now, sometimes I have used my crochet hook and gotten underneath of them and kind of loosen them up depending on how tightly and how long your nails are. Sometimes it's hard to get a grip if you have long nails, but once you get it loosened up, then you can pull, and you can pull them out, and you're good to go. And if you get these even, you could do it again if you put maybe the tassel in the wrong spot and wanted to put it in a different spot. I'll be using these for my scrap bag, like I mentioned in my first tutorial. And there they go. So that is how to attach and remove a tassel. I hope you enjoyed these, well, really 2 tutorials put together. And I will see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you liked any part of this tutorial. It helps a lot. And thank you so much for watching this video. These are a lot of fun for me to make. Not quite sure what my next one is going to be, but it won't be too far away. Thank you. Goodbye.